Hi guys, thank you for having me on your podcast. It's very much appreciated to give my perspective on all things Everton Football Club, especially this season and how we're doing and how we are expecting or what to expect when we come down to play you guys on Saturday. Yes, so to get started with, basically the season has been a very disappointing start to the season, obviously. Obviously, started seeing with 4 defeats on the bounce in the league. Obviously, getting knocked out of the Carabao Cup to Southampton on penalties. Mostly all those performances, at home and away, were very, very poor and very disappointing. From my perspective, watching Everton for a long, long time, we were just a team that basically didn't know how to play with each other. It was like they were like alien to each other. No communication on the field. That we don't seem to have a captain. Seamus Coleman, who is our main captain, who's nearly 35. He's been out injured on and off. So injuries has been blighting us this season as well. And also we've got a very small squad, so we had to play with the players that we currently have, what we have at our disposal. So we have some young players as well coming in. So yeah, the start of the season has been just very, very disappointing. Obviously, we picked up over the last 3 games with a win against Palace, and obviously Leicester away, getting a point there where we could have won, and also the point against Newcastle, which I'll come on to in a moment about Newcastle as our last game. But yeah, it's been a disappointing start. Hopefully, what we've seen in the next two to 3 games we've had is that we've stabilised a little bit and we start moving forward. Hopefully, it will be against Ipswich on Saturday, but I'll get more into that in a moment. But yeah, disappointing start of the season. I think we've had one game, this season where we actually played really, really well, played some great football, pressed a lot and did really well at home against Bournemouth. And if you watch from afar and watched it on Match of the Day, we were 2 up with 10 minutes to go and we just capitulated, and basically we were absolutely, completely, as a fan base watching that, I was watching that obviously at home, how shocked we were to see that our team that played so well in that game, putting in a shift, players working extremely hard defensively, everybody putting a shift. It looked like, from watching that game, it was looking maybe we'll come away with a win, get the morale boost of 3 points, and we can move forward on, and we can start moving up the table and give players confidence, because obviously we've started season with defeats after defeat after defeat. We were hoping that result would be the catalyst to move us forward, but it wasn't the case. And they came back with 10 minutes to go, and they scored the 3 goals, and it was, I've not seen that happen for a long, long time as an Everton fan, and I've been to a lot of games in my life. So, to see that kind of capitulation, it was just shocking, and it was saddening, and it's also how we as fans, probably about 90% of the fan base, feel about the manager currently. Just to mention quite quickly is that his game management throughout the season has not been great. His decisions on how to when to change the substitutions when players are starting to get tired, when we can see what was happening on the field, and for some reason he can't see it. We can all see it, and this is where the complaint happens. So when we're going through a takeover at the moment, and hopefully when that is completed, we will, we may see him move on and bring somebody else in to take this club forward as we move into our new stadium. So, yeah, it's all a lot of things for the future, and we'll just have to see how it goes. But, last 2-3 games, we've started to pick up some points and results, so we're moving forward on that sense. So we move into your game on Saturday. The Newcastle game, well, it was just one of those games where basically we could have come away with a win. It was disappointing in the performance sense against Newcastle. Newcastle kept on getting forward and creating opportunities, but we defended very, very well. So that has been our Sean Dyche's strength in our team currently, is the defensive side, and it looked like we've got that back against Newcastle, and hopefully we can work on that going forward. So yes, it was a game that I wished we would. You could have come away with a 1-0 win, but I would take a point before the game, if I'm all honest with you, because Newcastle have started the season very well. So yes, we come on to the Ipswich game on Saturday. My thoughts on the team predominantly. What you'll see is basically same old, same old. He plays the same team at home that he does at the same away, unless there's injuries, and he will. But it's like for like with the team. So predominantly we play 4 at the back. Obviously with Jordan Pickford 4 at the back, and we'll find that it'll probably be Ashley Young if Seamus Coleman is not ready to play because he's been out injured. Ashley Young will probably play in his position. Patterson, a young lad that we have, he's just come back from injury, so he may be on the bench, so I don't see him starting, so he's our right back. So currently that's where it's at. We've got Mikolenko, hopefully he'll be returning to play in his position on the left. Our midfield, our centrally, Jared Branthwaite, who is our big star centre-back, who's going to go on for big and better things in the future. He hopefully will be back in, taking the place of Michael Keane with James Tarkowski as a centre back pairing. Jared Branthwaite is just, he's going to be going to the bigger clubs in the future, and he's going to be great for England and everything else. He's just fantastic. So you're going to get up there and close and personal to see what a great player he's going to become. Our midfield is basically same old. We'll have, I think it's interesting where you go, because at the moment he's been playing Decore more as a central midfielder, more defensive, and with Mangala, who is a long signing for us, playing in that midfield as well, so defensive. The wings will be made up of Ndiaye, hopefully, because he was injured supposedly injured, but I've heard he's not too bad. He'll be playing on the wing, and we'll have, obviously, on the other wing, it will be probably Jack Harrison playing in that position. And then probably up front, obviously, we've got Dwight McNeil as well, who played the number 10 role for us. And then up front with Dominic Calvert-Lewin. So that's basically the same team that we've been playing week in, week out at home when an opportunity has, unless injuries have occurred. So that's my team. That's what I think is going to be on Saturday, unless there's injuries or something else has changed. What do I think the score prediction for this game is? Personally, I think the way we set up formation-wise, it's the same at home, but we're a little bit more counter-attacking side away from home. We seem to be better away from home than we are at home. We seem to be more defensive at home than we are away. A bit strange in that sense. So we will be more attack minded. So we allow the pressure on from yourselves to go and try and absorb that pressure, absorb that a counter attack. Obviously, we do like to launch the ball forward to Dominic Calvert-Lewin to do the knockdowns. A lot of times that works in some ways, and a lot of times it doesn't. It doesn't work very well at home. It's very frustrating as an Everton fan seeing it week in, week out, just launching the ball up to him, and basically that's all we do. But away from home, we do create a little bit more. So just be mindful of that when you're watching us. Score prediction, I would probably go for a draw currently, and I think because my personal view on Ipswich is that you're a good. It's great to see you back in the Premier League. I think you'll get better as the season goes on, and with your squad, it just takes time for to settle into the Premier League. But I think on performance that you have, you can see that you will get better as the season goes on, and hopefully that will continue for you. I can see a draw personally. That's just my feeling at the moment, because my confidence in the team is still not. I'm not optimistic at the moment. I'm still, as much as we're picking up points, we're going up against yourselves. I think you want to get a result. You want to get a win. You want to get off the board and start moving up the table, and that's what I can see. So the team is set up as it is. It'll be an interesting game, but I'll go for a 1-1 draw personally. I think you'll probably score and we'll probably equalise, or we'll be the other way. That's my personal view. Yes. And it's great to see you guys back up in the Premier League. I can remember back in the day, in the early days of the Premier League, but also way back in the 80s, the great Bobby Robson teams that you had. and everything regarding the club. I do have a lot of respect for you guys. You know, we need to see more clubs like yourself back up in the Premier League where they belong and deserve to be. So, you know, all I hope is that you have, after the Everton game, obviously, on Saturday, I hope you have a fantastic season. You can get to stay in the Premier League. It would be fantastic if you do. So that's me. Thank you very much. This is the Rambling Toffee signing out, and thank you for giving me the time to actually come on your show to talk about all things Everton. And I hope you have a great season. Take care. Bye-bye.